What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. It is 2015, and what better way to take it back to the roots, back to the basics? Some of the things that I've done on my channel in the past, just been real busy, and I haven't been able to put out some of those episodes. Just trying to keep you guys updated with all the news and topics and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna try to include some of the things. If you guys follow my channel for a minute, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some of the kind of segments that I would do, the original series, if you will. And I want to do Ego Matchmaker. If you're new to my channel, Ego Matchmaker is just like the name suggests. It's me playing matchmaker. I tell you some competitive matches, some good matches that I feel are realistic to make. So I wouldn't say something like Donaire versus Ruslan Provodnikov because they're just two different weight classes and stuff like that. So I try to keep it as real as possible, realistic matches. You guys let me know how you think I did or what you think of the match, and we'll get right into it. So for the undercard, I have Lucas Matthysse versus Ruslan Provodnikov. Main event, Adrien Broner versus Omar Figueroa at 140. Now, some people are probably questioning why I put Adrien Broner versus Figueroa as the main event as opposed to Lucas Matthysse versus Ruslan Provodnikov. And that's a question you can easily argue because Lucas Matthysse versus Ruslan is definitely a main event type of fight. However, in the States, I think Broner has a bigger name, so I just don't see them putting him on the undercard of a guy like Lucas Matthysse. But I like all of these fights, and I'm going to break down why I like these fights. And let's start with the undercard. Ruslan Provodnikov, Lucas Matthysse. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist to see why this would be a good fight. You got two come forward guys, don't really take a step back. Two prideful fighters, two tough fighters, two guys that can crack, who have pop and bad intentions on the punches they throw. I think Lucas Matthysse is the better fundamentally sound. He's more of a boxer puncher. Ruslan's just a rugged, tough, break you down by attrition type fighter. So I really like this matchup to see exactly what would become of this. And I think Lucas Matthysse, he's looked a little bit more human and a little less machine-like. Not that he looked bad or whatever, but against Danny Garcia, he got knocked down. His eye got swollen. And then he got knocked down twice in the John Molina fight, came back to get a TKO stoppage over Molina. So he's looked a little bit more human versus when he was running through guys like Jose, guys like Lamont Peterson, Humberto Soto, things like that. So I think this is a good fight because Ruslan's not a guy you want to take lightly. Everything that he lacks in terms of technique, he definitely makes up for it with his chin, his toughness, and that power. The power is insane. I've talked to Mauricio Herrera, who's fought against Ruslan Provodnikov. He said it's the hardest guy he's been in there with. He says his power is the real deal, and you can see Herrera's face at the end of it. And he was just telling me some stories. So this is just a great fight to me, and it's a meaningful fight. And I want to get boxing back to the meaningful, like where you get a matchup and it actually means something. You know what I'm saying? And I think this would mean something. This would definitely move them up the ranks at 140, and they're both trying to get back into title contention. And I overall, I think it's a good fight. Ruslan lost his title to Chris Algieri. Matthysse lost his title to Danny Garcia. So they're trying to etch their way back up into a title shot. Chris Algieri beat Ruslan. His belt is now up for grabs and vacant, so maybe they could fight for the vacant title. And I think it's a pretty stacked division still at 140, and there's a lot of good future matchups. And the thing I like about this particular card is the winner of this fight would be able to fight the winner of the main event. So let's talk about the main event, Broner versus Omar Figueroa. Now, the reason I chose this at 140 is because Omar Figueroa said he wants to move up from 35. He has the frame to do it, and it looks like he has trouble making weight. He's an action-style fighter, a volume guy, tough. In his last fight, I believe, at the StubHub, he had a split nose. It was a real deep gash, and he kept fighting like a true warrior, and he eventually forced a stoppage. Then you got a guy like Broner. The reason I like this stylistically is because Broner, he talks a good game, and he says he's the youngest, the flyest, the flashiest, and the one loss to Maidana has motivated him. But the thing that makes this an interesting fight is a lot of people mistakenly coin Broner as some kind of Mayweather type. He's not really like that. He fights way more flat-footed than Floyd Mayweather really does. And I still seen Broner versus Emmanuel Taylor getting clipped with some of the same shots versus Emmanuel Taylor. Difference is Taylor doesn't have that Maidana type of power, and Broner went up to 47 to fight Maidana. So I want to see him in against another rugged guy, a volume guy, a guy who's tough, a guy who showed heart. And if you doubt anything that I just said about Omar Figueroa, then you can say, then you probably haven't seen like the fight with Arakawa. I mean, that was just a banger of a fight. He was clearly winning, but he had to show good conditioning because his opponent, his Japanese opponent, stayed in front of him and was banging and wouldn't give up. You know what I'm saying? So Broner showed heart too against the Maidana. A lot of people make fun because he got knocked down and stuff, but he showed heart to jump up 2 weight classes in your second fight, to even take that fight, and then furthermore to get dropped twice and then continue fighting and actually win some later rounds. That shows me a lot about Broner. So I think this is a good fight, Omar Figueroa, just to see he has those long arms, see if he can clip Broner with something, how Broner responds. Again, Broner doesn't do great with that style, that aggressive, unorthodox, looping shots, and that's kind of what Omar Figueroa does. But this will be a 140-pound fighter, so I'd want to see that. For Broner, I want to see his actual boxing abilities. Let's see him use his feet more. Let's see him frustrate Omar Figueroa, because Omar Figueroa, he's solid, but he's definitely more one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't beat guys like that, then you should forever stop calling out Pacquiao, and you should forever stop calling out Marquez and all these other people, Kell Brooks and Amir Khans, because they'll destroy you. So I think this is a good test, and then the winner could fight the winner of the undercard. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this particular fight card. Would you be into it? Who would you favor to win any of these fights? I think this is overall a solid card, and it's good for the casual fans as well as the dedicated boxing fans alike. So holla at me. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.